Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live with Prima. My name is Frank Garcia, and it's Tuesday. Happy February. I'm so excited to be here. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Delana. Can everybody hear me and see me? Just let me know you can hear me and see me okay. Hello. Perfect. All right. Well, today we're going to be working on this beautiful album. This is a Vintage Emporium album. It's a really beautiful album. I want to show you guys what we're going to be working on. I'm going to just pan down the camera here just a bit. Okay. And I love this album because it's using my new magnetic album. If you guys haven't checked out my new collection of albums, there's this new album. It has a magnetic closure. So when you close it, it just snaps together basically. So you don't have to use any kind of ties or anything to close it. It just kind of closes naturally. So we're going to be working on this album today. We're going to be using the Vintage Emporium Collection. So we're going to get started because we do have a lot to do here. So I've already went ahead and prepped the book here. Now the book, like I said, that I'm using is magnetic, so it comes like this. It looks like a little box, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys some ideas too. You can also use it as a little purse if you wanted to. So if you wanted to make a little suitcase or a little purse or something, you can also use it that way. Keep in mind, like I said, it has a magnetic closure. So if you notice, the magnets are on this side and on the cover. So when you close it, it just kind of snaps shut. So that's a really nice feature. Okay, so we're going to start by covering our album here. So I've already went ahead and cut out some of the papers. Okay, the paper that we're using, like I said, is Vintage Emporium. I'm going to be using this sheet right here. This is called Opera Seria, and this is 847593. And I'm also using this paper right here, which is Puccini, and that one's 847586. Okay, I've already went ahead and cut some pieces out. Okay, so I have a couple of pieces here that I went ahead and cut out. And I'll give you guys the measurements as I go so you guys can kind of work on this as I go as well. So for my front cover here, I have this piece. This one's going to be 3 by 6. Everything is going to be by 6. So it just makes it easier. I'm going to just go ahead and ink the edges of my paper here just to kind of get rid of that white core. How's everybody doing today? Okay, so I have my first piece. Just gonna go ahead and adhere to the cover. And I always like to center everything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and center it on this flap right here. Now keep in mind I did go ahead and paint the album itself. So the album itself is painted with acrylic paint. I have this piece. This is a 6 by 6 inch piece of paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink the edges. This is my favorite part of this paper. It's very cute and shabby. I like that, but it's still kind of vintage if you look at it. Just going to go ahead and ink the edges. Okie dokie. Just going to go ahead and adhere that to the cover, and this is going to go in the inside flap of the magnetic album. Okay, so when you open it, it's going to go right here. So this is the next piece that goes on. Just going to go ahead and try to center that. Okay, so you can see that's how it goes on there. Now for the back, I have a piece right here, kind of like how this one looks. Just going to go ahead and ink the edges as well. Oops. Okay, and this is going to be for the back cover. Again, this is also a 6x6 piece. Just going to adhere that on there. And you can see how nice that looks. Now for the sides, I have 2 pieces. I'm going to use this piece I had left over. It's going to be a 2 by 6 inch piece. I might cut a little bit off from this side. Okay. And these are going to go on the sides of the album. Yes, the album we're using is actually new. It's the new magnetic album, has a magnetic closure. I'll show you guys that in a minute one more time. Just give me one sec. So you can see right here that it has the magnet on the top. Okay, it kind of closes itself, which I love because sometimes, you know, you make albums and then you always kind of wonder, like, how am I going to close this album? How am I going to make it work? And I love how easy it is to do it. Okay, give me 1 second here. Just trying to fix my tape runner real quick. And Carrie can probably share more about the magnet album. She probably has the SKU number. I don't have the SKU number on me, but she can probably show you guys what the SKU number is. And there is 3 new albums. There is the magnet, there is a short one, which is a really cute one, and then there is a larger 8x8 album, which is pretty amazing, perfect for weddings and stuff like that. Okay. So let me go ahead and put this on there. So this is going to go on the side, and you can see how cute. It's sort of like a ripped edge. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And then I'm going to use the other one for the other side. And that's going to go on this side. And I'm just going to try to center it very well so that it fits this perfect. Okay, perfect. So now you can see it's all nice and covered. So now we can start working on the actual cover itself. Okay, I have some flowers that we came out with a couple of seasons ago. I love these flowers. These are Plume. These are 575533. Going to be using these here. And I'm going to be using this kind of amber colored one. And this one's going to go on this side right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that. And my hot glue gun disappeared today, so I'm going to try to use my Hallmark glue. I hope that holds everything in place while we work. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that one there. I have these right here. These are called Tattered Treasures in wheat. I'm going to take some of this. I love these because they look very vintagey, very nice. They're very cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that one on here. Perfect. And then I have a couple of pieces of my doily trim. This is a doily trim that I love using. This is 991043. Love this trim. It's a really nice addition to any project. You just can't ever have enough gold in your life, so that's why I love this trim. Just gonna go ahead and cut a couple of pieces on here. Now when I use it, always kind of cut it in half, just so that it kind of goes a longer way. And I'm gonna open my book here just to make it easier. I have something to just kind of prop it up just while I'm working. I'm just gonna go ahead and adhere that right here in this part. Now when you're working on this book, remember you have your magnets right here, so you don't want to go past that middle point, because otherwise your book is not going to close. So you want to make sure you kind of keep it within this area. I have a couple of more flowers here. This is for my cartographer collection. You guys remember cartographer? Love these. These are Romer 574482. I'm going to use the darker one. This one looks pretty right there. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in right there. I'm going to use another piece of my lace ribbon here and just kind of put it up here on this side. And I have another pack of flowers from Cartographer. This is this pack. I love this one. This one's Sightseer 574512. I'm going to take this kind of wood grain looking flower, this one right here, and just kind of tuck it in. Okie dokie. Now I like kind of just tucking in a couple of flowers in there, just kind of making it look a little bit more fuller. So I'm just going to put another bitty flower kind of right here. And while that's kind of drying, I'm going to take some of my pearls. These are my memory hardware pearls. You guys know it's $9.93.81. You guys know I love using these, so I'm going to tuck in a couple of pearls in there. I don't use this trimmer for chipboard, no. I only use it for paper because it's a plastic trimmer, so I would not recommend it for chipboard. I have a guillotine trimmer at home that's a wood base that works better for chipboard, but that's just my preference. I mean, I'm sure it can cut chipboard, but I don't like to dull the blade because this is not a self-sharpening blade. It's just a regular blade, so if you use it for chipboard, it will probably dull out your blade. I'm going to tuck in a couple of little roses. These are from our Prima Classics. Just going to remove the greens off of this. And I'm just going to tuck like maybe one or two kind of in between. And I'm always checking that I'm not going over my section here, so I think I'm okay there. Okay, now I have my new trinkets, and I'm really excited about these. These are so cute. These are my new Bordel trinkets. They're so pretty, and they have rhinestones. I'm going to be using a few pieces of this. I'm going to take these out. These are item 991135. They come with 3 pebbles, so you can use those to kind of cut out anything you like and put it in there. So we're going to do that now. Going to be using this one and the smaller one, and I'll save the other one for later. Now obviously you can use any sort of image that you like. I don't know what I want to use right now, but I'm just going to pick out something from the journaling card set because there's so many good images in here. So I'm just going to take out this card and I'll just kind of frame something that I like. So The best way to do this is to use glossy accents. I'm just gonna take my glossy accents and I'm just gonna go ahead and put some on the pebble. Now when you put it on the pebble itself, you wanna just kind of rub it with your finger just so you can spread that all around, and then you just kind of put the pebble where you want the image to be. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that down, and I'm gonna press real hard just to make sure any excess glue kind of seeps out, because you don't want any of the glue drying inside, because then otherwise you're gonna have a very blue pebble, because the glue will kind of suck out the inks from the paper. I'm just gonna take my next little pebble and I'm just gonna put it somewhere else. I don't know, maybe some text would be nice. So I'm just gonna take some text, and again I'm gonna press real hard and then just make sure it's nice and adhered. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out those pieces, and they dry pretty quickly because we're using glossy accents, so you don't have to worry about them taking forever to dry. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut around them. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors and then just cut around them as close as I can to the edge. And you can see how cute that looks. You kind of have your own custom embellishment. You could add a photo if you wanted, a phrase, like a vintage picture if you wanted to, some ephemera. Anything you want you can add in there. That's why I like these. They're so customizable. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glossy accents onto my metal piece. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that right there. Same thing with this one. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and adhere this larger piece first. I'm going to save that one for later. And that one's going to go right here. It just kind of fits perfectly between those flowers and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my glue on there and adhere it right here. Now you could take off the loop if you wanted to, but I just kind of left it on. It's okay. Doesn't look too bad. And I'm just going to go ahead and close it now. Let me just move my ink pad. Okay. So that's this part here. Now we're going to work on this side. Okay. We have the other flower left over from the pack earlier, which is this guy. And that one's going to go on this side right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that on there. I love the centers on those. They're so pretty. I'm going to take some of these other flowers here. Are you guys able to see okay? I have the album as close as I can to the camera. The camera is like right here. I hope you guys can see okay. Alright, I'm just going to take this flower right here and I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it right there, just kind of tucking it in. I have some of my lace. I'm going to tuck in a little bit of it. Just kind of want to tuck in a little bit underneath, right here maybe. Now I want to make sure this flower is not sticking out too much from the edge, because when you open it, you don't want it to get smashed. So I'm actually going to remove this leaf from it, just so that it doesn't get smashed. And I'll re-glue it on there. And I'll put this leaf somewhere else. So I'm just going to put it kind of up here. Now I have another flower from this wheat packet. I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here, kind of tucked in. Okay, now before I go any further, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of lace right here. And I'm going to go ahead and take out another piece of metal that we're going to be using in a minute. Just going to go ahead and put that right there. And Vincennes has these really amazing medals that she came out with this show. These are the little time watch pieces. This is 963347. I'm going to be using the larger one. Like this. And I really love the color of it, so I don't really think I need to alter it or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it because it just looks so pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it kind of where I put this lace piece. I'm just going to move it just a tad. That's where I want it to go. I need to make sure I'm using very strong glue. So I'm using this Hallmark glue that holds metals very well, since this is a heavier piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that there. Okay. Now remember this piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and adhere it in the middle of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue in the back of this. And I'm just going to go ahead and very carefully tuck it in there. Oops. And I just need to hold it in place for a little bit because I don't want it to kind of shift around. Okay, looking good so far. Now I have another flower that I want to put on this side. Just going to clean off my glue here really quick. Can everybody hear me and see me okay still? Okay. I'm going to take this flower right here. Oops. And I'm just going to go ahead and tuck it in right about there. I'm going to take a couple of pearls and just kind of squeeze them in different places. I like just kind of tucking them in. It just looks so pretty. Okay, looking good so far. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this kind of sit and hang out. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the sides. For the sides, I'm going to be using 2 of these metal plates. These are 583, 521. These are really fun. Just going to go ahead and pull out these plates. And these are a little bit hard to take off the packaging because they have really strong glue. But once you get them out, they really well. So I have, both of the plates here. And now I'm going to be using some of my Vincennes pulls from Memory Hardware. These are some really fun pulls that I can add to any projects. These are $9.93 for 3. I'm going to be taking out 2 of these. I like putting them in the middle of that because they look so much fun. I'm going to be using my artisan tape to go ahead and adhere these. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a tad bit of tape. And yes, this tape will hold these metals because they're nice and flat. There's no texture to them, so you don't need to worry about them kind of coming off. Just going to cut around the piece here. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this piece in the middle of the plaque. As you can see, it sticks very well. I mean, it probably won't come off unless you tug it really tight. Just going to do the same for this one. Again, I'm just going to trim off any excess. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the other one. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to the back of this and I'm going to go ahead and take the larger tape. And I might just use this one. I keep forgetting which one fits which metal, because there's a metal that you can use the 1 inch on. So I'm just going to use this one for this. I'm going to cut 2 strips. Okay, you can see the tape is on there. And this is going to go on each side of the book. So I'm just going to go ahead and center this on one side. I'm going to try to move this just a tad here so I can see better. I'm just going to press it on there. You can see how cute that looks on the side. I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that on this other side here. And I'm just centering both of these. So you can see there's one on this side and one on the other side. And we're going to work on the chain a bit later, okay? Just going to go ahead and get started on the other pieces. Any questions so far? I know we're kind of going quick here. Okay. So the cover's basically done. You just, if you wanted to, you can add a few more things. If you wanted to add a couple more pearls or whatever, you can. I see a little spot where I want to add a little pearl. So I'm just going to go ahead and tuck in one right there. And then you can add your liquid pearls later if you wanted to. So we're going to get started on the inside. I'm going to be very careful because I know some of this is still kind of drying and I don't want it to fall off. Okay. Now, for the album itself, there's this very large, long piece right here where you can add paper to. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out, which I already kind of did. I just don't want this to fall apart. But okay. It's hard to do this when you're doing it on a show because, if you don't have hot glue, which I normally am used to, you know, you're afraid that everything's going to just fall. But I think it'll be okay. So I have this long piece of paper. This one's going to go right here. You can see it just fits perfect. Okay. And this piece is going to be 6 by 11.5. Okay. I feel like that's the best measurement for it. But again, I mean, it works differently for different people. So whatever you want to do on that section is up to you. You can cut them in separate pieces if you want, but I just like cutting one long piece because it just makes it easier. Now I did want to point out that you have the magnets right here, so you just need to be very careful when you're putting your paper on there, making sure that you're not putting any kind of heavy embellishing in there. Now for this part, I am going to use some tough tape. And the reason I'm going to do that is there is a lot of pressure points in the book in that section. So I want to make sure that I'm using a very reinforced tape. So I'm using my 1-inch artisan tape. Make sure I reinforce those sections. And I'm just going to run it all the way through my paper. I don't know why, but I always like working on the cover first, but that's just my preference. I like working on the cover because I feel mostly inspired on the cover. I feel like if I do the inside first, once I get to the cover, it's going to be very blah. So I guess we all work a little different. But when I work with hot glue, I never have problems with the cover getting crushed. But see, right now I can tell you like this piece right here is not cooperating. I'm just going to hold it in place. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just give it a little heat. Just enough for it to hold in place. This one seems to be doing okay over here by itself. I think we'll be okay. I'll just keep checking on them just to make sure they don't fall off. Okay, so I have my piece here. Just gonna go ahead and pull these strips off, and you can see how easy it is to pull this tape strips apart. I've seen tape that you have to struggle with. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Now I need to make sure that I do it nice and straight, so I'm just going to try my best to get this all nice and even. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it a nice Now you can see right here that you have the seams where there's a division. So what you want to do is you want to carefully just bend that, and it'll give it a natural crease. I never go in with a bone folder on this section because it can break up the fiber of the paper, and then you'll have rips. Okay, if you do it this way, it'll just naturally bend it. You see how easy that was to bend? So that's a really nice little tip there for you guys. And now you have your closure here. You can close. Okay, and you just kind of need to form your book, kind of give it some time to do its thing. All right, so now we can get started on this part over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this kind of leftover piece I had earlier from my 12 by 12 sheet. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere it on that side. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this one. And I did want to mention all of the pages inside are 6 by 6. So if you have a 6 by 6 pad, it works beautifully. I have a bit of an issue with just keeping stuff without borders, so you'll notice that in a second that all my papers have a border, and that's because I cut them down intentionally. So this one 6x6 as a cover is larger, but these pieces here are 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that's just because like I said, I like borders on my stuff, so I like keeping everything consistent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this, give this some shape. Okay, so you can see the pages are there. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the inside here. I have my journaling cards. I'm gonna take out one of my journaling card pieces here. Kind of like this one. This one's really cute. I'm gonna create a pocket for this page. So I'm gonna cut this down. So I'm gonna cut it down to 3 by 5 3/4 because I did cut mine down, remember. Just gonna trim off a little bit of that. And that's gonna go right here as a pocket. Okay. Now I do have some pieces that I cut out. I used a double scallop punch to cut these out, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a little border edge on there. Did it on the wrong side, but that's okay because it's a pocket, so we can fix that. So that's kind of cute. I'm going to go ahead and put some more tape on here to have the 3 sides covered. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pocket right here. I'm going to take a couple of flowers, kind of like that. Maybe one of the flatter flowers here. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them on right here. Now you guys remember I had 2 pieces of those timepieces. I have a little bitty one. I'm just going to go ahead and use that right here. Just kind of glue it on there. I think it'll look cute. You can put a picture in it later if you wanted to, or anything you like. So I'm going to go right there. Now if you guys remember, all of our 6x6 pads now come with stickers. And the stickers are really cute. So I'm going to use one of the stickers in this pack. This one that says amazing. I think it's cute. I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. So that's that. I'm going to take another piece of paper. And I'm going to cut it down to 5 by 5. This is going to be a mat, so I'm going to use this as a photo mat. I can put a picture later if I wanted to. And I'm just going to go ahead and center this right here. I think it looks so pretty right there. And I'm going to go ahead and take some of my flowers. Gonna put one there. Now, right here in this little gap, I want to put something. So I have the Ephemera set. The Ephemera set has a lot of beautiful pieces. This is 583620. I'm gonna go ahead and take that apart. And there's like a little milk label. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. I mean, if you take time to kind of take a look at all these, you'll just be here all day because there's so much fun. You can just kind of, you know, see the variety of little pieces that you get. So we're looking for one that says lax. Here we go. No, it's an ad for grapes, not milk. For some reason, it sounded like a milk ad. I don't know why. You get a lot of pieces in this set, so if you guys love ephemera as much as I do, you should pick this up because it's really fun. And you get a lot of little tiny pieces too, especially if you like making cards. You get lots of fun little pieces. So anyway, I'm going to use this here. Just going to put some glue on there. And I'm just going to kind of tilt it. It's really cute. How's everybody doing so far? Okay, so this kind of looks good to me. I'm going to move on to the next piece here. So on this side, I have a blank page, and like I said, I went ahead and kind of covered all the pages for you guys, so you guys could just kind of see me work inside. I am going to take another piece of the journaling cards. There's a piece that I like that has sort of like a place for a picture. Let's see if I can find it here. These are really fun journaling cards, by the way. They have a lot of fun, different cards. Haha. So this one right here. I'm just going to cut down this card again because we did 5 3/4. I'm going to cut it down to 5 3/4. And it's really just a smidge that you're cutting. I have another strip that I went ahead and pre-cut for my pocket. That's going to go on this side right here. So that's going to go right here on this side. I'm going to put 3 sides on there. I like using my thinner tape because it helps for when you're putting items in here so that it's not so wide in the pocket, it's a little bigger. I'm just going to go ahead and put this one on this side now. So that's going to be a pocket on that side. And I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock out. And I need to kind of measure that out. It's going to be 4, so roughly about 3 by 4. I just want to have a little photo mat on that because I really like the way that looks. So I have a 3 by 4. And that's just for me to know where my photo is going to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape that on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right in the middle just so I know that there's a photo that goes there. And I think it looks really cute with everything that's going on that paper. I'm going to try to look for another ephemera piece that I can put on there. I really like this one because of the bikes. I think it looks really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that on there. Kind of in the middle right here. I think it looks kind of cute. All right, now on the other side, I'm going to take another piece of paper, another piece from my 6x6 pad, and you get so many papers in here, so this will probably last you a while. I'm going to cut this down to 5 by 5. I'm going to go ahead and center this paper right here. And you can see how everything just kind of goes so well together. I mean, there's really no right or wrong in this. I mean, you can see everything just kind of works together. That's why I love having every single piece of the collection, because it just makes making projects so easy. Instead of trying to look for pieces that match or anything like that, everything just looks really cute. I'm going to put this little bingo card piece at the bottom there. I think it just looks really cute. Okay. We're ready to go on to the next, and I think our buddy over here is staying in place, which is amazing. I'm going to take another piece of my journaling cards, if I can find them. Here we go. I love this right here. I think this is really cute. Now these are at 4 by 6, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them down just a tad. I'm going to cut it at 2 inches first, just because I want half of it. So like this. And then I'm going to cut down each piece at 5 3/4, just so that it matches. So we have 2 pieces. I'm going to ink the edges on these pieces. Yes, I like that too. I like that everything just fits. So I'm going to make 2 pockets that are identical on each side. I think that always is fun. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on here. Okay, I'm going to start putting these down. How's everybody doing so far? Hopefully we'll get to a couple more pages here. Okay, I'm going to put this one over here on this side. That's going to be the one on the left. And then the one on the right is on this side. Now I told you I love the stickers from the pad, so I'm going to take one of the stickers from the pad that says Beautiful. I just think that's such a cute sticker. I'm just going to go ahead and center that right here. I just think that looks so cute. Now there is a little tiny ruler in the ephemera pack, just kind of like how that looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and run some tape. This little ruler is kind of cute. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a flower in the corner. Over here. Just think that looks cute. Now in the pockets you can always put whatever you like. I like putting different journaling cards in there, and the journaling cards are so cute in this collection, so I'm just going to go ahead and slip them in so I know these are pockets. Okay, looking good. Now over here, I like this pattern, so I didn't really want to do much on this page. I just went ahead and took a piece of cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and cut out a big photo mat because I love big photo mats. So I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 by 5.5. And this is going to be my photo mat on that page. I'm just going to put some tape on there. And that's going to go on this side. And I just love kind of keeping that border around. I can still see a peak of it. Okay. And I'm going to put some flowers. on the corner over here. I have a little clock ephemera piece in here. Just thought I would use that on this page. I think it looks really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that. Now on this side over here, I'm going to be using some journaling cards. I'm going to move my book up a little bit. I'm going to pick up 4. Kind of like the music notes. This one here. So I have 4 of these. I'm just going to put them all together and I'm going to cut them down to 5 3/4 just to make it easier. And I'm going to go ahead and score them. I'm going to put my mini scoring board here. I'm going to score them at 1/2 inch from the side. And I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. Okay. So I'm going to take my 1/4 inch tape and I'm going to go ahead and run it on the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little waterfall here on that page. I'm going to bring my book back. And I'm going to start with this one here. I'm going to just start at the top. And work my way down. I'm going to put the next one just right up against it. Okay, so you have all four here. And it gives you a little room down here for a photo, but I like kind of just having it like that. And I'm going to take one of the stickers from the pad. I like this one that says Discover Harmony. I thought that was cute. I'm just going to go ahead and put this kind of just angled. Just thought that was kind of cute. All right, so there is a lot more pages in the book, just as you guys can see. But I want to kind of show you guys how to do the spine, which is the chain. So I am going to spend a little time on that. So we'll come back to the rest if we have time. So basically on the spine, and I can show you the pages here real quick so you guys can see what we have left. This is the finished album. Basically a lot of the same things. You know, we have more photo mats, some of the pieces here that I did. I did another waterfall, but to the side this time. Kind of looks fun. Some more pockets, and then a larger pocket. So that's on the original. Okay, but now I want to work on getting the spine done on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my chains. I'm going to use my memory hardware hooks. I have these little kind of eye hooks. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the side. Just going to go ahead and press it in there and just kind of twist it. And you'll see how easy that goes in. It's not really that hard. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take a jump ring. Let me see if I have any jump rings in here. I'm going to take my chain. I'm using my Côte d'Azur chain, this chain right here. This is 997.01. And I'm just going to go ahead and loop it. I'm just going to go ahead and hang it off of that eye hook. Now on the chain itself, I can go back and add different embellies. So I have a couple of more of my jump rings here. I'm just gonna open this pack, and this is from my Villeneuve antique rings. They come in a pack like this. You get a ton of them. This is $9.96 if you're looking for some really good jump rings with a good variety. I'm just gonna take out a few. Now the ephemera did come with some metal pieces, which look like this. Just gonna hang those off of that. And then there is a little tiny vial. I love the little vials, they're so cute. So I'm gonna use the vial as well. And I'll show you guys how to hang that on the chain. I'm gonna take my little jump rings and start hanging my little pieces. And you can put them anywhere in the chain. That key is really beautiful, I love it. Now for the little bottle, I'm going to go ahead and take some of our glass glitter. This is just copper, and I'm going to fill it with a little bit of glitter just to give it a little bit more interest. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cork inside, making sure it's nice and tight. You can see how cute that looks with the glitter. I'm going to take another one of my eye hooks, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the top and screw it into the cork. You can make a little necklace or whatever. Now in the ephemera, there is some little tiny dots like this. I love that little 3, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there with some glue. I just thought that looked kind of cute. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. You can see how cute that looks, that little vial with the little 3. Now you can definitely add more trinkets to this if you wanted to. On the original, I did add some of these. These are from Memory Hardware La Rochelle. I love how these look on here, so you can add those later if you wanted to. But I think that's about as much time as we have. I have to check if we have some announcements, so give me just 1 minute. Any questions before we go? Just going to check if we have any announcements today. I don't see announcements, Carrie. I don't know if you sent them to me this morning or not. But anyway, here's the album completed, and here's the magnet closure. Okay, and we have our pages. We have our chain on the side with our cute little embellies. Okay, so next show is Tiffany at on Thursday at 6:30. So make sure you catch her. Do you use one paper pad for this size album? Yes. Usually one paper pad will cover the whole album. I mean, I do use 12 by 12 paper just to kind of add a couple of more sizes of the print. But yeah, normally one pad is pretty good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will go ahead and catch you guys next time. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You can find me on Facebook, and I will post pictures of the album on Facebook as well. Okay, so make sure to catch Tiffany at 6:30 on Thursday. She will be creating something amazing, I am sure. And thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.